Hey guys, Ritz Blues here. Gonna play some Metroid 2, Return of Samus. So this is a colorized hack of the original black and white port of Metroid 2, Return of Samus. So Metroid 2 is a direct sequel to Metroid. You still have your basic four-way shooting, jumping, platforming kind of gameplay. Shoot the enemies, don't die. But it's slightly different than the original game. Lots of improvements. Some of the power-ups are more obvious what they do. There's, of course, a variety of enemies and environments. But Metroid 2 takes place a significant amount of time after Metroid. There's actually several Metroids in the series in between them. There's a save post here that I won't be using. Now here we have some fruit punch with a little bit of confetti sprinkled in it. Actually, there's a fierce debate about whether or not this is actually lava or acid. So I'm going to go ahead and say it's proteinaceous lava, which means that it's lava that is also an acid. There. And it hurts. So I can't continue down that direction because there is Lacid in the way. Being a terrible shot here fighting these things, whatever they are. Still kind of getting my bearings. Anyway, you have energy and missiles as your measured items at the bottom. If your E, or energy, runs out, you die, and if your missiles run out, then you won't have access to the more powerful weapons, which I'll demonstrate missiles later when we find Metroids. Which brings me to the purpose of the game, the point, the story. So, at this point in the universe, the Federation has determined, I believe it's the Galactic Federation, has determined that Metroids are too dangerous to exist, and has sent Samus Aran to find them. And here you see, typical of Metroid games, secret passages abound. So Samus Aran has been sent on a mission of xenocide. That frog I killed is actually the same type of frog that was seen later in Metroid Fusion that carried the first X-parasite that Samus encounters. In addition, the technology of 45-degree angles had been discovered, and so angled shots were then possible. Oh, how far we've come. So yes, on to xenocide. So, apparently on this entire planet there are 39 Metroids. In addition to there being Metroids, they also go through metamorphosis periodically. This first branch here is an Alpha Metroid. Very simple, very stupid, and its whole purpose is to try and give you a hug. Grab a little bit of health and missiles there, and endure the earthquake. Every time an earthquake happens in this game, the Lacid, or Asava, makes its way down even further into the cave volcano thing. These flying creatures kind of remind me of sawfish. I think their actual name is Yumbo. I don't know why. And then we've got these creatures here on the walls. I think they're called Mumbo, actually. So Mumbo and Yumbo. They kind of remind me of clefts. They're easy to kill. They're pretty much zoomers or gamers or your basic Metroid fodder. Alright, so let's go ahead and backtrack, because we all know that a good Metroid game has lots and lots and lots of backtracking. On the bright side, I will be sure not to backtrack too terribly much. If I don't need to, and I'll cut out excessive backtracking so you don't have to endure it. So here we go. First example of Lacid being gone. So now these little pits are safe to walk in, which actually makes it a lot easier to kill those flying enemies. How can I describe those? So now we can press on further into the cavern. What the? Kind of reminds me of a submarine fish mohawk combination. Weird. They take a lot of hits to kill, and if you're not careful, they can deal a huge chunk of damage. I think they do like 20 points of health every time you touch one. More fish marine mohawks. I think they're actually called mohiques. And we have ourselves a nice Cyclops owl. Alright. Dodge some of these bugs here. More Lacid. Well, it'll only go so far every time you kill a few Metroids, so the game's internal control mechanism for abilities is that acid, lava, Lacid stuff. There's some more Matrix bugs. Say goodbye to them for a while. Alright, new area. Whoa! You can tell we're in a new area because the critters are new. Those green things kind of look like frogs and pancakes had a baby. Pancake frog. Frog cake. There's a lot of them, and they're pretty easy to deal with, but the biggest, problem with them is jumping over pits, really. Go past these pincushion urchin things here. So, deeper in this area, there's probably going to be a few Metroids that we'll have to take out, and once those are gone, the cycle repeats, the lava acid will drop down even further, allowing more exploration. Oh look, there's a Metroid shell right there, and these purple things kind of remind me of gullbats with really big mouths. Like they're trying to impress me by fitting 3 billiard balls in them. Well, I'm not impressed. The rocks I shot at earlier are not breakable by missiles or power shots, so I'm gonna have to come back with something a little stronger. Metroid veterans will know instantly what I need to get through that. There's some urchins gone there. A lot easier to deal with than the Mario ones. Whoa! These guys are fast. Kinda remind me of turtles with neckbeards. Killer neckbeards. Alright. Now that we're out of there, which those neckbeard turtles make for decent refills. Whoa! Alright. So that's a bat with a mosquito and goggles. Awesome. Another save point we won't be needing. But now the music change indicates that we've entered a Choza Temple. Since Samus's armor is given to her by the Chozos, upgrades from the Chozos will apply. So finding temples like this, which are reminiscent of the original Metroid, are handy, complete with missile doors. So there's a missile upgrade, and our first upgrade here, the bomb. Just like all other Metroids, going into the Morph Ball and pressing the shoot button drops a bomb which can break through objects. Not everything can be broken through, pretty much only secret passages. But it's absolutely essential for completing the game. Missile upgrades, like the one I picked up back there, increase my total missile count by 10. There's enough missiles in this game to give me more than the maximum number I can carry, which is 250. I don't know if I'm going to collect all of them or not yet, but I'll definitely collect a bunch of them before I make it to the end. And here we have our first energy tank. Energy tanks grant a free health refill and an additional 100 hit points every time you pick one up. Nice to have, pretty handy to get a free health refill too if you're doing pretty badly. Here's another standard Choza Temple treasure room setup. What could be in here?
2.
Yes, the classic Metroid Ice Beam. Can't say no to that. The Ice Beam shots are more powerful than the Power Beam shots, in some cases. But they're also useful for occasionally freezing enemies or shots. Which reminds me, those caliper enemies shoot fireballs when they open their mouths. That'll actually come in handy later. We'll snag a few more missile upgrades in this room here. Try and get the damage darn it. Get the damage boost. There we go. And make our way up here without needing any upgrades to get higher. Secret passages are everywhere in this game. Oh, look at that, a fried egg. Kinda want to get that, but unfortunately the bombs won't let me get to it. We'll have to find another way around. So just because it's a secret passage doesn't mean it's necessarily helpful. Now in this game, unlike previous Metroids and other Metroids in the series, the Ice Beam is actually not required for killing Metroids. Well, most Metroids. Missiles are really what you need. There's a damage boost there, so every time Samus takes damage in the air, she gets a free jump out of it. I try to take advantage of that a few times, but sometimes I miss. Alright, back out of the Choza Temple again. Oh, look, another Metroid shell. There should be one around here somewhere. Just hurtle through that little gap there. Sand can be broken by shooting it. And whoop! Huh. Well, well, well. We're in a well. And no way back out. Guess the only way through is down. Smells good down here, though. Kinda smells like, fried eggs. Don't mind if I do. Spider eggs. The Spider Ball allows us to go into Morph Ball and then turn into Spider Ball, which grants us the ability to stick to walls or climb on ceilings or even curved surfaces. Pretty much any surface that doesn't directly damage you, you can climb on the Spider Ball. It can be tricky to control and it's pretty slow. So sometimes it's best just to drop into a hole instead of climb up it. And if you can jump somewhere, it's usually a lot better than trying to climb, because it's faster. Also, it's kind of tricky to control. Once you start moving in one direction, you just hold that direction, no matter which way the ball moves. And you'll just track around the edges. Ah, here's our Metroid friend. Another 5 missiles will make quick work of you. Alright. Down to 37 left. You'd think that the planet where these things came from, if there's such a big problem, there'd be more than just 40 of them. Alright, well, let's go ahead and make our way back through the Choza Temple.
Butterfingers!
Yeah, that sound gets annoying after a while. But sometimes it's necessary or even unavoidable to take damage. There's another 20 missiles in this room, so we're already looking pretty good, getting close to at least 100 missiles at this point. Alright, we'll go through a parade of frog cakes here, say goodbye to our mosquito bats, and make our way back towards the area that we were at before, because now we have bombs.
Some of you seem to like my neck beard, and others seem to hate it and constantly tell me to cut it off.
I kinda like it. It's very stylish, albeit deadly. I say keep rocking the neck beard. Alright. So now we've got bombs, which should allow us to bust through these green rocks here. Another great use of the Spider Ball allows us through secret passages here. And a quick health refill. All that damage boosting sure takes a toll. So this room introduces another problem that you run into a lot in Metroid 2, and that's sand. The sand blocks your shots, restricts your movement, and respawns behind you. It's really difficult to deal with. Another Metroid egg. We must be in the right direction here. There's at least 2 of them here now. More pancake frogs. At least the ice beam makes it pretty easy to go through here. Don't necessarily have to kill them unless I want to. Whoa. Who turned out the lights? Ah! Alright, that's enough. So yeah, Alpha Metroids are not exactly the sharpest tools in the shed here. Yep. So scary. Yeah, the Galactic Federation were right to be afraid of those things. Man, sure am glad I'm gonna get rid of all of them. Absolutely necessary. Well, now we'll go ahead and do more backtracking and see if we can't find that other Metroid. Another Metroid here. Kinda caught me off guard, but quick work. Now, if I remember correctly, there was... Yep, one more Metroid eggshell here. Which means there's a third one. Probably this way. The Alpha Metroids aren't too terribly difficult to fight as long as they don't catch you off guard, like this. The missile shots are pretty slow. They have a wind-up time and then eventually start to move forward. There's another earthquake, which means that we'll probably have to make our way back to the main cavern and explore even further. So we'll go ahead and montage our way through that. Alright, and here we are, back to the surface. Well guys, I hope you enjoyed watching that. If you did, make sure to hit that subscribe button. Thanks for watching, we'll see you next time.